I'm delighted to welcome you all to the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference. And it is perhaps fitting that you have come together in Glasgow, once a heartland of the Industrial Revolution.
The British royal family has long been a symbol of tradition, duty, and decorum, often evoking admiration for its history and stability. However, behind the public facade of unity, there lie complex and enduring personal tensions between its members, one of the most notable being between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla. This discord, while not always visible in public, runs deep, influenced by both personal history and a stark contrast in values. At the center of this rift is the controversial relationship between Camilla Parker Bowles and King Charles, and the profound impact it had not just on the marriage of Charles and Diana, but on the royal family as a whole. For Princess Anne, the legacy of her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her own unwavering commitment to royal duty and tradition have shaped her views on what the monarchy represents. Meanwhile, Camilla's rise to prominence has been marked by her often modernized approach to royal duties, making her a polarizing figure within the royal household. To understand the tension between Anne and Camilla, one must first delve into the complex history that has shaped their relationship. Princess Anne, the pillar of royal tradition. Princess Anne, the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, represents the embodiment of royal duty. From an early age, Anne was instilled with the values of discipline, duty, and a deep respect for tradition. These principles, taught to her by her mother and father, would come to define not only her personal life, but her approach to the monarchy. Unlike some of her more media-savvy counterparts, Anne has consistently prioritized her royal obligations over any personal fame or adulation. She is widely regarded as one of the hardest-working members of the royal family, consistently attending numerous engagements and public duties each year. Her dedication to her work earned her the title of hardest-working royal, a reputation she continues to uphold with little desire for recognition or accolades. Anne's private life is one of extreme discretion. She has rarely granted interviews and is known for her preference for privacy. Her minimal public presence allows her to maintain the mystique of her role while also preserving a clear boundary between her personal life and public responsibilities. This low-key approach has endeared her to many who admire her dedication to royal duty, as well as her resistance to the changing media landscape that increasingly dominates royal affairs. Her respect for tradition is also reflected in her personal style. Anne's no-nonsense attitude is apparent in her simple, functional wardrobe choices and her practical approach to royal engagements. She does not indulge in the luxury and spectacle that some of her royal counterparts embrace, choosing instead to focus on the tasks at hand. Anne's unpretentious approach serves as a striking contrast to the more glamorous, media-friendly royals of the younger generation. Anne's loyalty to the monarchy and to the legacy of her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, is unwavering. She often speaks of the importance of continuity, the preservation of royal traditions, and the necessity of maintaining the monarchy's dignity. For Anne, the monarchy is an institution that must be protected at all costs. This sense of duty often extends beyond her immediate family, as she has also taken on the role of safeguarding the reputation of the crown. Camilla Parker Bowles, a controversial figure. Camilla Parker Bowles, the wife of King Charles, has long been a controversial figure within the British royal family. Her relationship with Charles dates back to the early 1970s, and it has been marked by both love and scandal. While their bond began as a romantic relationship, societal expectations, royal pressures, and the weight of their public roles ultimately led them to marry others. Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973, while Charles married Lady Diana Spencer in 1981. However, even after their marriages, Camilla remained an important part of Charles's life. Despite his commitment to Diana, Charles and Camilla's relationship endured in secrecy for years, fueling rumors of infidelity and marital strife. The public's eventual discovery of their affair in the early 1990s sent shockwaves through the monarchy, leading to widespread scandal. For the British public, Camilla became the symbol of a marital betrayal, and her involvement with Charles was widely blamed for the collapse of his marriage to Diana. The scandal was particularly devastating for the monarchy, which had long prided itself on upholding the sanctity of marriage and family values. As Diana's popularity grew, with the public affectionately dubbing her the People's Princess, Camilla's role as the other woman seemed to be a permanent stain on her public image. Yet, despite the public outcry and media vilification, Camilla quietly worked to rebuild her image. She undertook a series of charitable engagements, focusing particularly on issues related to literacy and domestic abuse. Over time, her public persona began to shift, and she was slowly accepted into the fold of royal life. Her marriage to Charles in 2005, though met with some resistance, marked a new chapter in her life as she took on the title of the Duchess of Cornwall. Princess Anne's discontent with Camilla. A clash of values. At the heart of the tension between Princess Anne and Queen Camilla lies a fundamental clash of values. For Anne, the monarchy represents the epitome of duty, honor, and loyalty. It is an institution built on tradition, where every member of the royal family must uphold its values and reputation above personal desires. Anne's adherence to these principles has often put her at odds with those she perceives as challenging the royal status quo. Camilla's entry into the royal family, particularly through her controversial relationship with Charles, represents a break from the values Anne holds dear. Anne's view of the monarchy is one of strict discipline, tradition, and family unity. Her strong belief in these principles makes her view Camilla's actions during the marriage of Charles and Diana as unforgivable. For Anne, Camilla's affair with Charles disrupted the harmony and unity of the royal family, causing irreparable damage to its public image. This breach of trust, in Anne's eyes, cannot be overlooked, no matter how much time has passed or how much public rehabilitation Camilla has undergone. Additionally, Anne's loyalty to her late sister-in-law, Princess Diana, plays a pivotal role in her disapproval of Camilla. Diana's legacy as the people's princess is one that Anne holds dear. Diana's humanitarian work, compassion, and ability to connect with the public made her an enduring figure in the monarchy, and Anne has never wavered in her respect for Diana. For Anne, Camilla's affair with Charles represents not only a personal betrayal of Diana, but also an attack on the institution of marriage, a value that the royal family has long held sacred. Anne's discomfort with Camilla is not merely about personal feelings or past history. It is also about what she sees as a threat to the monarchy's image and integrity. Anne believes that the monarchy must be above scandal, and in her view, Camilla's past actions have forever tainted her place within the royal family. The shift in the royal family. Camilla as Queen Consort. Camilla's rise to the title of Queen Consort in 2023 was a milestone in the history of the British monarchy. For many, her ascension to this role symbolized the monarchy's ability to adapt to changing times and societal norms. However, for Princess Anne, this change was deeply unsettling. As the wife of King Charles, Camilla's title as Queen Consort represents the culmination of her acceptance into the royal family. But for Anne, this shift is seen as a departure from the values that Queen Elizabeth II embodied throughout her reign. Anne's resistance to Camilla's ascension is not just about Camilla's personal history, but also about the erosion of the monarchy's long-standing traditions. To Anne, the title of Queen Consort is more than a ceremonial role. It is a position that should reflect moral integrity, loyalty, and duty to the crown. In Anne's eyes, Camilla's involvement with Charles during his marriage to Diana permanently undermines her suitability for such a prestigious title. Despite the efforts to portray Camilla as a compassionate, dedicated royal, Anne cannot reconcile her past with the honor of being called Queen Consort. This discomfort was made apparent during the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla. While Anne dutifully attended the ceremony and participated in the events, her reserved demeanor and lack of enthusiasm were widely noted. For Anne, the coronation represented more than a moment of celebration. It was a reminder of the monarchy's evolution, which, in her view, has moved away from the values that have guided the royal family for centuries. Princess Anne's loyalty to tradition. Princess Anne's life has been a testament to devotion to duty, a value ingrained in her by her parents, especially her mother, Queen Elizabeth II. Throughout her life, Anne has earned a reputation for her discipline, work ethic, and dedication to the monarchy. Unlike many members of the royal family, Anne rarely seeks the spotlight. She is known for the consistency of her duties, often undertaking the most engagements per year of any royal. Anne's loyalty is not just to her family, but also to the ideals and responsibilities that the monarchy represents. Her commitment is unwavering, and this is evident in her personal life and her public conduct. Unlike some of her more modern siblings, Anne does not indulge in luxury or public displays of wealth. She dresses simply, refrains from excessive media interaction, and shuns the limelight when not performing her royal duties. She sees her role as a servant to the crown, not as an opportunity to gain fame. This dedication to the institution has made her one of the most respected members of the royal family. Her approach to royal life starkly contrasts with the styles of other members of the family, particularly those who engage in public spectacles or media-driven activities. Anne's life is defined by a sense of duty that prioritizes the monarchy over personal desires or the pursuit of public adoration. For Anne, royalty is not about fame, but about maintaining tradition and fulfilling responsibilities. The legacy of her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, looms large in her views, and her actions reflect a profound respect for the traditions that the monarchy was built upon. Anne's steadfastness is rooted in her belief that the monarchy must be upheld by those who respect its long-standing traditions and values. She has consistently shown that family loyalty is at the heart of the monarchy, but for her, this loyalty must be aligned with the strict expectations of royal conduct and responsibility. Those who do not adhere to these values, particularly those who enter the family through marriage, must be viewed with a certain degree of skepticism. Anne's loyalty to family is not just an emotional attachment, but a deeply ingrained belief in the preservation of the monarchy's integrity. When new members of the royal family come into the fold, especially those with histories that contradict these values, Anne's sense of duty requires her to question their place within the royal structure. The infamous affair, Camilla and Charles, the relationship between Princess Anne and Camilla Parker Bowles, has been deeply affected by the affair between Camilla and Charles, which has been at the center of one of the most contentious periods in modern British royal history. Charles and Camilla's affair began long before his marriage to Lady Diana Spencer. In the early 1970s, Charles and Camilla formed a romantic connection that was to become the subject of public and private scandal for decades. Initially, their relationship seemed to be something of a forbidden romance, as societal pressures and royal expectations dictated that Charles marry someone suitable, and that someone turned out to be Diana. After their breakup in 1973, Camilla married Andrew Parker Bowles, and Charles married Diana in 1981. However, their bond did not end. The two remained close, and when Charles's marriage to Diana began to deteriorate in the 1980s, the affair reignited. For years, the public remained largely unaware of the affair, but by the early 1990s, it was a matter of public record. A taped conversation between Charles and Camilla from 1989, in which they discussed their longing for each other, became infamous when it was leaked to the press in 1993. The fallout from the scandal was swift and severe. Diana's suffering was exposed to the world, and the public's affection for her reached new heights, solidifying her as the people's princess. For Camilla, however, this period marked the beginning of an enduring public vilification. Anne's perspective on this affair was colored by her strong sense of loyalty to Diana, who was not just her sister-in-law, but a woman she had come to respect. Diana's immense popularity and her dedication to her charitable work made her beloved by the British public, and Anne felt that the sanctity of Diana's marriage had been betrayed by both Charles and Camilla. The affair represented everything Anne despised about the royal family's propensity for scandal, especially when it came to family loyalty and commitment. The marriage between Charles and Diana was not just a personal matter, but a public one. And for Anne, Camilla's interference disrupted both the personal and public harmony of the royal family. The emotional toll of the affair on Diana was evident, and Anne, who had always been a staunch supporter of royal family unity, saw the affair as a direct threat to the institution. Diana's divorce from Charles in 1996 and her tragic death in 1997 only cemented Anne's belief that Camilla's actions had irreparably damaged the royal family's image. The complicated relationship between Anne and Camilla. The aftermath of the affair between Charles and Camilla was not just a matter of public scandal, but also of deep personal rifts within the royal family. For Anne, the affair was an unforgivable betrayal, not only of Diana, but of the values that the royal family was supposed to embody. Her loyalty to Diana's memory, her sense of duty, and her commitment to upholding the monarchy's dignity all placed Anne at odds with Camilla, whom she saw as a disruptive force within the royal family. Despite the passage of time, the tension between Anne and Camilla remains palpable. As Charles and Camilla's relationship progressed toward marriage, Anne's discomfort with Camilla's role in the family grew. When Charles and Camilla were married in 2005, Anne did not fully embrace her new sister-in-law. Camilla was still seen by Anne as the woman who had broken up her brother's marriage to Diana, and this perception would not be easily changed. For Anne, Camilla's transition from the Duchess of Cornwall to Queen Consort in 2023 was a deeply troubling development. The title of Queen Consort, in Anne's eyes, was reserved for women who had adhered to the royal family's most sacred principles: duty, loyalty, and respect for tradition. Camilla's past, marked by scandal and controversy, could not erase the history that Anne associated with her. Camilla, in Anne's view, had disrupted the unity of the royal family and tarnished its reputation. As a result, Anne's interactions with Camilla remained distant, polite, but never warm. The coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla. The coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla in 2023 marked a pivotal moment in British history, as it solidified Camilla's role as the consort of the king. The ceremony, while a moment of triumph for the monarchy, also highlighted the ongoing divisions within the royal family. Princess Anne, known for her unwavering commitment to the monarchy and royal tradition, was visibly reserved during the coronation, a far cry from the enthusiasm expected of a family member. Observers noted Anne's carefully controlled body language, her formal expressions, and her lack of the warmth that characterized her relationship with her mother. Queen Elizabeth II. For Anne, the coronation was not just a ceremonial event. It was a symbolic moment that underscored her discomfort with the direction the monarchy was taking under Charles and Camilla. In Anne's eyes, the coronation was a stark reminder that the monarchy was evolving, and the institution that had been carefully crafted over centuries was shifting toward something that she found difficult to accept. While the public was eager to celebrate the continuity of the monarchy with Charles's ascension to the throne, Anne's reluctance to fully embrace Camilla's new title was a subtle but significant reminder of the internal divisions within the royal family. For Anne, Camilla's position as queen consort represented a profound shift in the values that she believed the monarchy should uphold. This shift was not just about a title, but about the changing role of the monarchy in modern times, and it was a change that Anne could not fully reconcile with her deeply held beliefs. Public perception and private tensions. The ongoing tensions between Anne and Camilla have not gone unnoticed by the public. As one of the most respected members of the royal family, Anne's reactions are scrutinized closely by royal watchers. Her reluctance to embrace Camilla has reinforced the skepticism of those who question Camilla's place in the monarchy. For many, Anne represents the traditional values that have defined the royal family for generations. Her loyalty to Diana's legacy, her commitment to duty, and her adherence to royal principles make her a figurehead for those who believe the monarchy should be preserved in its traditional form. Anne's subtle resistance to Camilla has come to symbolize the divide between modern and traditional royal supporters. While Camilla's rise to queen consort is seen by some as a reflection of the monarchy's adaptability, for others, it represents a departure from the values that have long upheld the institution. Anne, by maintaining her distance and showing no outward affection for Camilla, has become a symbol for those who question the legitimacy of Camilla's position within the royal family. In many ways, Anne's position reflects a broader tension within the royal family itself. As the monarchy continues to evolve, members like Anne, who are deeply rooted in tradition, are left to navigate a changing institution that no longer operates according to the same strict codes of conduct and decorum. The tensions between Anne and Camilla, while personal, have become a public spectacle, highlighting the ongoing struggle to reconcile the monarchy's past with its present. The evolving monarchy, Princess Anne's resistance to change. The relationship between Princess Anne and Camilla Parker Bowles is a reflection of the broader tensions that continue to shape the British royal family. At its core, the feud between the two women is rooted in a clash of values. Anne's unwavering commitment to tradition and duty versus Camilla's more modern and approachable approach to royal life. While the public may celebrate the monarchy's evolution, especially with the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla, the underlying divisions remain. For Princess Anne, the monarchy is about upholding traditions and the values that have been passed down through generations. Her loyalty to her late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her support for Diana's memory are central to her identity as a royal. Camilla's rise within the family, marked by her controversial past and her role in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage, has created an irreconcilable divide for Anne. The tension between Anne and Camilla, though not overtly dramatic, is palpable and indicative of the complexities that come with navigating the evolving monarchy. For Anne, Camilla's ascension to queen consort represents not only a personal discomfort, but also a shift in the royal family's narrative. The monarchy is no longer the same as it was during Queen Elizabeth II's reign, and this change is one that Anne finds difficult to embrace. The royal family, once viewed as a bastion of unwavering duty and tradition, is now grappling with the modern realities of scandal, public perception, and changing values. For Anne, the monarchy's survival lies in its adherence to these traditions and values. values that she believes have been undermined by the affair between Charles and Camilla. The public may have largely accepted Camilla as queen consort, but for Anne, her role within the royal family is not something that can easily be accepted or celebrated. Her loyalty to Diana, her belief in the sanctity of marriage, and her commitment to the monarchy's long-standing principles prevent her from fully supporting Camilla's rise. As the monarchy continues to evolve under King Charles III's reign, the tensions between Anne and Camilla may persist, serving as a reminder that, even within a family built on tradition, personal history and values can shape the future. The royal family's public image may shift, but the underlying loyalties and divisions that define it are deeply rooted in the personal histories and values of its members. In the end, Princess Anne's perspective on Camilla encapsulates a much larger question facing the modern monarchy. Can it remain relevant while also staying true to its core values? Or must it adapt in ways that challenge its very foundation? Anne's reluctance to embrace Camilla highlights the challenges that arise when tradition clashes with the demands of modernity. Her loyalty to Diana, her sense of duty, and her commitment to the monarchy's ideals may make her a figure of resistance to the changing face of the royal family. But it also serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities that accompany the preservation of tradition in an ever-evolving institution.